By now you have this setup here with your cube and then 5 symbols. And I have already looked at your selections and you should have chosen 3. The 3 I chose are 3, 4, and 5, so those are the ones we're going to move forward with. What I need now is to make a new composition or new set of artboards in a new file. So I'm going to go to File, New. I'm going to go to Print. And then I'm going to click on More Settings right away, because I have more control over how the boards are going to be set up. Change my points to inches. The number of artboards is going to be 3. And I want them going in a row from left to right. Spacing in between is going to be 5 inches. The size of these things are going to be 10 inches by 10 inches. And we're going to give it a 1/4 of an inch bleed. Now, the reason why we have 5 inches of spacing between each artboard is so in case something bleeds off one artboard, we're not pressed for space to try to manage that on another artboard. And we're setting this up for print because if we ever print this file, it's already set up in a CMYK format, so that a printer will know exactly what colors we're using. In this case, it's black and white, but when we move forward to color, it'll make a little bit more sense then. And if you remember, the CMYK stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, or keystone, which is also black. And that's a buildup of 4 inks on a page to varying percents, and that's how we get our different colors on a printed page. And we're going to name this thing Figure Ground Black and White. Actually, let's do this. We'll do our EID, classroom number, and then figure ground BW, all one word. Okay, once your screen looks like this, you can hit Create Document. And you're going to have everything set up like this. All 3 of your artboards in a nice row with a nice amount of space in between. I'm going to take a few things from here. First of all, I'm going to take my cube, do an edit copy, come over here, edit paste. Then I'm going to grab my 3 symbols. And these are already symbols. Where are the symbols? No, let's go over here. Open up our symbols palette. And I need to go find those symbols. So I'm going to go here to Symbols, Open Symbol Library, Other Library. And I've got mine saved on my thumb drive, so I'll grab those from there. And here they are. I just put my symbol that I made along with the symbols that are default, just so everything's in one place. Make sure we've got the right ones. There's those two. And you know me, I like setting up all of my areas first. Next, before I do that, we're gonna, okay, so you should have your symbols you're going to use above each one, and that's just so you know what it is you're using, so you don't get lost. Best practice is to have those set up first. Then the cube here, what I'm going to do is I want to set up different sizes for this. So here, the biggest size I want to be about a quarter of the size of the entire artboard, which is what it is now. Small size I want to be roughly half the size of this cube here. So if I do that, here are my two sizes there. You can see this is about half the size of this one. You're going to use a total of 3 cubes. The biggest is going to be a quarter size of your artboard. The smallest one's going to be roughly half the size of your big cube. So I'm going to make 3 of these things and make one. A little bit bigger, there we go. Actually, I'm going to resize this one just a touch smaller. There we go. So those are 3 sizes you're working with. You can use 3 cubes, up to 3 cubes in your composition. You need to have at least 1, but the most you can use is 3. So what do we do now? Next, what we do is we're going to work within this composition, and we're going to make some copies of these and think about our gestalts. So we're going to look at some continuation, some reversible figure ground. We're going to use similarity. We're also going to think about equilibrium. So I'm going to make a lot of copies of these and put them on the artboard. What I don't want to see is wallpapering. So you're not making a wallpaper like this. Don't do that. And also don't try to draw any specific thing, like if you're trying to make a unicorn or a pan or something like that. Don't do that. I'm going to do one of these boards so you can see what it is I'm talking about. Then I'll leave you to make 3. And what I normally do is I take this and I just make a lot of copies of it and turn them different ways. I'm going to start up here in the corner, and you want stuff to bleed off, that's okay. We're only going to be seeing what's in the what's going to be on the artboard in white. And you can take these things and also move them backwards. So you can see I'm starting to build up this black here. Actually, let's just take a ton of these and begin to work that way too. So what I'm doing in here is, I see I've got this line here that's in my symbol. I'm going to use that line and begin to replicate it so that See, I get this continuation here, so I can start causing some directional change. And I'm going to stop talking for a moment and just begin to work. And as I'm beginning to have something materialize here, I'll begin to tell you how I'm getting there. So as you can see, and I'm going to stop this video here shortly, I got these points and beginning to make some directional movements, my movement going around it, kind of like a half circle here. I'm going to continue to work with this and also bring in my darker, I guess the doppelganger here in also. And I want to get these going in such a way before I start adding in my cubes. Then I can start adding those in. But I'll sign off on this video for now, and I will restart a new one once I get this going a little bit further.